Usually when we sit down to talk real estate, we're looking at the big national picture,
Or the Fed, interest rates, what's happening coast to coast.
the macro stuff. But today we are zooming in, way in.
We are.
We're looking at a very specific, very high stakes pressure cooker, the Westchester Area School District in early 2026.
It is a fascinating case study. And honestly, even if you are listening and thinking, I'm not buying a house in Pennsylvania, you shouldn't tune out.
Right.
Because the dynamics here, how you vet an expert when the stakes are absolutely massive, that's universal. But if you are looking in Westchester,
Then you really need to pay close attention.
okay,
Because the numbers in the briefing material are startling. I mean, we're looking at a median home price of $775,000.
yeah,
That is a serious barrier to entry. That's not a starter home market anymore.
it really isn't. It's a significant financial commitment. But the number that actually scares me more than the price is the inventory metric.
Okay.
We're sitting at 0.8 months of supply.
Which is just wild. I mean, just to clarify for everyone, a balanced market where neither buyer nor seller has the upper hand, that's usually 6 months of supply.
6 months.
And we are at less than one.
Exactly. Think about that. If no new houses came on the market starting today, everything available would be sold in, 3 weeks?
It's incredibly tight.
It is.
So you have these incredibly high prices and incredibly low inventory. It sounds like a seller's dream, right? You just put a sign in the yard and cash a check.
You'd think so. But the research suggests it's actually a minefield for everyone involved. And the biggest point of failure isn't the house.
It's who you hire.
It's who you hire to help you navigate it. That is the core problem we found. Most people pick an agent based on what we call the friend test.
Oh, I know this one. A neighbor says, oh, you have to use Sarah. She helped us in 2019. She was so nice.
She brought cookies to the open house.
Nice is great. I love cookies. But does nice help you when you're negotiating a split market dynamic with nearly $1 million on the line?
It doesn't. In a market this competitive, we are talking the most competitive agent market in Chester County, relying on that is actually, well, it's dangerous.
It's dangerous. Why?
It tells you the agent is pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't tell you if they understand the difference between a sewer line in East Goshen and a septic system, or why a house in the borough commands a premium over a house in Exton.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We're going to audit the Westchester agent. We've gone through the data, and we've built a set of lie detector metrics.
I love that. Lie detectors.
These are specific questions you can ask to figure out if the person across from you is a true local expert or what the data calls a tourist agent.
Tourist agent. That's perfect. It perfectly describes someone just visiting the market for a commission, not living in the data every single day.
So let's jump into the first metric. This is the volume filter. If I'm sitting down with an agent, what's the very first hard number I need from them?
You need to look them in the eye and ask, how many transactions have you closed specifically within the Westchester Area School District in the last 24 months?
Okay, I want to pause on that phrasing. You have to be pedantic about this. Not Chester County.
No, not the suburbs.
Specifically the school district.
Right, because Chester County is massive. Selling a farm in Oxford is not the same as selling a townhouse in Westchester. And the benchmark number you're looking for here is 5.
5. At first, that sounds kind of low to me. Shouldn't a full-time agent be doing dozens?
In a normal market, maybe. But remember that 0.8 months of supply. There just aren't that many houses to sell. It's a scarcity environment. So if an agent has closed 5 deals inside the district lines in the last 2 years, they're active. They are in the flow.
And if they've done fewer than 5?
Then they are likely learning on your dime. They might be a great agent, but they aren't dialed into this specific micro market.
And this connects to the geography, doesn't it? Because Westchester isn't just one thing. When you look at the map, the district is huge.
It is huge and incredibly diverse. This is where the tourist agent gets completely lost. Yeah. You have the borough of Westchester, which is the county seat.
Right. Historic, walkable, brick sidewalks. The university is right there, the classic Westchester image.
Exactly. And in the borough, you have what we call the borough premium. You'll see homes selling for well over $1 million, sometimes for smaller square footage, just because you can walk to High Street for dinner.
You're paying for that lifestyle, the energy.
Totally. But the school district goes way beyond that. You compare the borough to, say, West Whiteland.
Completely different animal.
West Whiteland is basically the Exton corridor. That is corporate, You have shopping centers, huge office parks, newer developments on cul-de-sacs. It's commuter heavy.
And the pricing is totally different.
Totally different. A house near the Exton train station is valued differently than a house near the Stroud Preserve in East Bradford, which is all rolling hills.
So if I hire an agent who does 90% of their business in Downingtown, which is right next door, they might be a great agent there, but here...
Here, they're a tourist. They won't get it. They won't understand the nuances. They are visiting. You want a local.
Okay, so metric 1 is geography and volume. Show me you work here. Metric 2 is where the data gets really interesting because it seems contradictory. The list-to-sale ratio.
This is probably the most misunderstood metric in real estate right now.
Okay, break it down for us. What's the headline number for Westchester?
Currently, the list-to-sale ratio is 98.4%.
So on average, a house listed for $100,000 sells for $98,400. Basically, sellers are getting almost exactly what they ask for.
On the surface, yes.
Yeah.
It looks like a very strong seller's market. But, and this is the key insight, you have to look at the trend line.
The direction it's heading.
Exactly. That 98.4% is slowly sloping downward.
It used to be over 100%, right, during that post-pandemic boom.
Right. For a long time, the list price was just a starting bid. You listed at $700, you sold at $750K. That era is ending.
Okay.
The downward slope tells us we are hitting what I call an affordability ceiling.
That makes total sense. With the median price at $775,000, eventually you run out of buyers who can stretch any further.
Exactly. Buyers are tapping out. They're pushing back. And this has created a fascinating dynamic, a two-speed market.
I saw this in the notes. It feels like two different realities existing at the same time.
It is. Speed 1 is the cream puff, a home that's updated, great condition, and priced correctly. That home still moves fast. It might even get multiple offers.
And speed 2?
Speed 2 is the danger zone, homes that need work, or, more importantly, homes that are mispriced. They sit. And here's the stat that absolutely blew my mind.
Yeah.
Right now, 17.3% of active listings in Westchester have had price reductions.
Wait, hold on. Let me get that straight. We have less than a month of supply. Virtually no inventory.
None.
Yet almost 1 in 5 sellers is having to slash their price. That feels like it shouldn't happen.
It shouldn't. In a low inventory market, everything should fly off the shelf. But it proves that buyers are discerning. They are educated. If you get the price wrong, the market will punish you.
And this leads directly into a trap that I think is the most painful for sellers. The source material calls it buying the listing.
This is the oldest trick in the book, but in this specific Westchester market, it is lethal.
Okay, walk us through it. I'm a seller. I invite 3 agents over.
Okay, so Agent A and Agent B are your honest, data-driven locals. They look at the 98.4% ratio. They see the affordability ceiling. They tell you your home is worth $770,000.
Okay. Not bad, but I feel like my house is special, you know?
Of course you do. And then comes Agent C. Agent C is polished, drives a really nice car. And Agent C says, these other agents don't see the value I see. I can get you $850,000.
Well, I'm human. I want $850,000. I'm flattered. I think Agent C is a genius who really gets my home.
Right. You think, wow, they really believe in the property. So you hire Agent C. That's buying the listing. They just bought your business with a promise they can't keep.
So I sign the contract. The sign goes in the yard. Price, $850,000. What happens?
Nothing. Silence.
Just
crickets. Because remember, the buyers are educated. They have Zillow, they have Redfin, they know what the neighbors sold for. They see $850K and they just scroll right past.
And because inventory is so low, your house just sitting there stands out like a sore thumb.
It becomes stale.
In
a fast market, if a house sits for 30 days, buyers assume something is wrong with it. They start whispering, is the foundation cracking? Why does nobody want it?
So eventually, agency has to make that phone call.
The dreaded call. The market is softening, they say. We need to adjust. So you drop to $825K, still nothing, then $800. By the time you actually sell, you often end up at $755,000.
Which is less than what the honest agents told you in the first place.
Significantly less. And you lost time and you added stress. It's a lose-lose.
So how does a listener defend against this? If an agent promises me the moon, how do I check them?
You use the data we just discussed. You ask them directly. I see the list-to-sale ratio is trending down, and 17% of homes are cutting prices. If the market is pushing back, why are you confident we can price this high?
Put them on the spot. Make them defend the number with data.
Exactly. If they ignore that 17% price reduction stat, or if they just say, my marketing is special, they're setting you up to fail.
That is a crucial lie detector. Okay, I want to shift to something that is uniquely confusing about this specific area, the school district boundary trap.
Oh, this trips up so many people, especially if they're relocating.
Because if I address an envelope and the last line says Westchester, PA, I assume I'm in the Westchester School District.
And you would be wrong a significant amount of the time. The postal address, Westchester, covers a massive area that bleeds into other districts.
So you could have a Westchester mailing address, but your kids go to.
Downingtown.
Yeah.
Or Unionville, Chadds Ford. Or Great Valley.
And look, we aren't saying one district is better than another. They are all strong. But financially, this really matters.
It matters hugely for two reasons: taxes and property value.
Okay, let's hit taxes first. My understanding is Westchester Area School District generally has lower taxes than some of its neighbors.
Generally, yes. And the reason goes back to the Exton corridor and the borough. Westchester has a massive commercial tax base. All those businesses and office parks, they pay school taxes.
Which relieves some of the burden on homeowners.
Right. Whereas if you cross the line into a district that's almost purely residential, the homeowners have to carry the entire load.
So your monthly payment could be hundreds of dollars higher than you budgeted for?
Easily. It's
Yeah.
a huge surprise for people, and it absolutely impacts your resale value. Identical homes on opposite sides of a school district line can have very different market values.
So the test for the agent is what? A map quiz?
Basically, you ask them, can you show me exactly where the boundary lines are? Which Westchester addresses are actually in Unionville?
And you just watch their reaction.
If they hesitate, or if they have to pull out their phone to Google it, they don't know the territory.
Yeah.
A true local expert just knows the streets. That is the knowledge.
That's the kind of hyper-local insight that saves you money. Speaking of which, let's get into the nitty-gritty of living there, the technical stuff. There's a big misconception about commuting.
Oh, the Philadelphia commute. This is the classic trap. Someone from out of town looks at a map, draws a line to Center City, Philly, and thinks, oh, 25 miles, 40 minutes, easy.
I take it that is not the reality on the ground.
It is not. You're dealing with Route 202 and Route 3. During rush hour, those roads are parking lots. If you need to be in an office in Philly at 9 a.m. every day, it is a grind.
A good agent needs to be honest about that.
Yes. But a savvy agent will also know the flip side. Commuting to Wilmington, Delaware is actually quite easy from the southern part of the district.
Ah, okay. That's a key distinction. What about the stuff we don't see, the utilities?
This is where the age of the neighborhood comes in. It's a real mix. If you're in the borough or West Whiteland, you're likely on public water and public sewer. Easy.
But if you go out to East Bradford or the more rural part,
You're likely on well water and septic systems.
and for a first-time buyer from the city, septic can be a scary word.
It implies maintenance, potential failure. An agent showing you a house built in 1975 should know, off the top of their head, this neighborhood is on septic. Here's what that means for your inspection.
If they don't bring that up.
They aren't protecting you. You could be buying a $30,000 problem.
Let's talk about a few specific communities. Hershey's Mill.
Hershey's Mill is a beast. It's a massive 55-plus community. It's a world unto itself.
So it's not just buying a condo.
No, there are complex fee structures, capital contributions, specific rules. If an agent treats it like a normal subdivision sale, they're going to miss things that cost their buyer money.
And on the other end, Greystone.
Greystone is a luxury enclave, high-end estate homes. The marketing required there is totally different.
This brings up credentials. Usually when I see a string of letters after an agent's name, my eyes glaze over.
Most are fluff. I took a weekend course online. But because of Westchester's demographics and price point, 3 of them actually signal real expertise.
Okay, which ones should we look for?
First is SRES Seniors Real Estate Specialist.
That's for the Hershey's Mill crowd or downsizers.
Exactly. It means the agent understands the emotional and financial complexity of selling a family home after 30 years.
Makes sense.
Number 2.
RCS-D, Real Estate Collaborative Specialist, divorce.
That is very specific.
It is, but look at the median price, $775,000. For most couples, the house is the primary asset. If a marriage ends, that asset becomes a battleground.
You need someone who knows how to handle that. And the third.
CLHMS, Certified Luxury Home Marketing Specialist. If you're selling in Greystone or a historic mansion in the borough, you need someone who knows how to market to that tier.
So SRES, RCS-D, CLHMS, those are the letters that count.
For this market, yes. They signal relevant skills, not just resume padding.
We've covered a massive amount of ground, but I want to leave the listener with one final actionable tool. The research calls it the AI audit.
This is my favorite tip. It's about using technology to fact-check the sales pitch.
How does it work? So you interview an agent.
Yep.
You take notes on what they say. Maybe they claim the market is hotter than ever, or I can get you 850K.
Right.
You go home, you open up ChatGPT or Claude, and you type in a prompt. I am interviewing an agent for the Westchester Area School District. Verify these claims against the current data of 0.8 month supply and a 98.4% list-to-sale ratio.
And let the algorithm be the bad guy.
Exactly. It's an objective third party. If the agent said, prices are skyrocketing, but the AI says, actually, the trend is down,
Okay.
you know you have a discrepancy.
It's like having a data analyst in your pocket.
And a transaction this big, why wouldn't you do that?
So let's wrap this up. What is the one big takeaway?
The takeaway is that Westchester is a high-pressure environment. It's expensive, it's fast, and a polished pitch can very easily hide a lack of local knowledge.
You have to dig deeper.
You have to use the lie detectors. Ask about volume inside the district. Ask about the sales ratio trend line. Make them draw the boundaries on a map.
And don't fall for buying the listing.
Never. If it sounds too good to be true, the data usually says it is.
I want to leave everyone with a final thought. We talked about that 98.4% ratio trending down. Everyone focuses on the sale price, the big flashy number, but that trend suggests something else is happening underneath.
It does. It suggests that even though prices are still high, the balance of power is quietly shifting back to the buyer. The era of the seller being the absolute king is fading.
And the provocative question is the agent you're hiring savvy enough to see that turn coming, or are they still operating from the 2024 playbook?
Because if they miss that turn,
You're the one who crashes.
that's the danger.
Powerful stuff. If you're in the market in Westchester, good luck, stay sharp, and ask the hard questions. Thanks for listening to this deep dive. See you next time.